I'm from that dirt. I'm all about that dirt. I'm throwing dirt. I miss that dirt. Gotta get back to I'm a dirt trackaholic. Call it what you call it. Saturday night, I am so Kenny Wallace on that dirt. I miss that dirt. Gotta get back to it. I've been the Kenny Wallace.
Welcome back to Throttled Up the podcast. And Matt, this is out of all the episodes we've done, I think this is my most exciting one, and it may be the best, and it may be the last. This may finish off Throttled Up right here.
APR Studio just might go down in flames tonight.
It may be done. You know, we've talked for a long time, and we'll get into that a little bit more later, that, you know, if Hudson ever won the Jackson, they may burn down Brownstown Speedway. But I'm afraid now that he's been on Throttled Up, it may be the end of the studio tonight.
Definitely.
But he did just tell us this will be the longest hour we've ever had. So, but with us in studio tonight, we have the Mastersbilt team of Tater Masters, Don Oneal, and Hudson Oneal. And guys, first of all, before we even get into it, thank you so much for coming down and being part of the show.
We appreciate it a whole lot.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, I've been hitting on Tater for months trying to make sure that Tater gets you guys down here.
What do you mean being hitting on Tater?
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. My God, seriously?
Well, he texted me just the other day and said yellow cars were sexy. I didn't exactly know what that meant, but it had to be that, you know, he was excited about this year. And Hudson, I'm going to jump right in with you. You know, and usually we go back to history and talking about that stuff, and we will. But what's it like knowing the history that we'll get into with your dad and Tater and Mastersbilt, and knowing you're coming in as the Masterbilt house car driver this year?
It's cool. You know, Tater offered my family a lot of opportunities to, succeed, and I'm sure he'll do nothing but the same for me. It was unfortunate the way we had to end last year with me parting ways with SSI, but definitely landed me in a really good spot, and I'm definitely enjoying it, and that's something that's really important, and I think Tater's excited about it all, and so is Dad. So, just excited to get the year started here, and we got our first car just about finished up, so it's getting me pumped up, and I'm ready to get down there.
It has been exciting and fun to follow on social media as the car's been built and seeing some of the things that are going on down there, and that's a lot of fun. And Don, I'm going to jump to you now and ask, before we went live on the show here, we had a young man, a little 2-year-old, that is a huge Hudson Oneal fan, and you and I were joking where you said, I'm not Don Oneal anymore, I'm just Hudson's dad. But what's it like for you with the legacy that you have with Mastersbilt to now see Hudson jump in that car full time and, run that car?
Well, a lot of people don't know, but me and Tater's we raced for all them years together, and now we're, not now, but for being family for years and years and years, and it's like I'm back to racing for my family like I was before I went to Clint Boyer, and now it's back, we're back to family, and it's just, the thing is, it's family. It's like, you can't explain what family is to racing, and everybody says they make family racing and stuff, but going back to Masterbilt and Hudson going back racing for him full time was it's like a dream come true. And then me do a partial schedule with him, it don't get no better than what we're doing, and just hopefully we can win some damn races.
And Tater, I know you'll echo that comment that hopefully you can win some damn races.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. I told Gerald tonight, I said, we worked on that car all week and this week and that week. I said, I want to go race that car. I don't give a shit that we run last. I said, I want to see that thing throw some dirt. But we will get there, I guarantee you.
And I want to jump in right here with you, Tater. And I was, Matt and I were doing some background here before the show. And I think some people forget what Mastersbilt has done over the 38 years that you guys have been in business. This is the 38th year. And, your track record of what you guys have been able to accomplish over that time is unbelievable.
Yeah, there's a banner of a lot of big wins down there, and there's a lot of history, and you know what I mean. He's got a lot of trophies in the trophy room, and hopefully we can put some more checks on the wall other than Don this next year or two.
And
well, hopefully there's a lot more of Don and Hudson.
Yeah,
Don's still hoping for a few checks
like,
too.
yeah,
Don't give
yeah.
up on
Well,
the
that's
jet,
why
Taylor.
Geraldine says. Geraldine says Hud's gonna drive the car. I said, man, me and Don's got a lot of history. She said, well, what do you think? I said, hey, lays a little bit of aluminum on him. It is what it is.
Hey, we ain't getting to lay aluminum yet, so keep going.
Yeah.
Hudson, going back the last few years, obviously Dad's going to be a teammate of yours here in a select races during 2020. But what's it been like, to race against him in some of these big races? I think that's as a fan watching you guys, the times you've been side by side and racing at some of these big Lucas Oil shows. What's it like to look out and know that you're racing Dad?
Oh, it's a dream come true. It's everything I've ever dreamed of, and something that I never thought I'd be able to do. There's not you're very, very fortunate, and there's very select people, that get to race with their dad or family on such a big level. And it's really special, I think, to both of us. But there's been many a times where I've won races, and I think he's been more excited than I am. Note like the Jackson, I think he was a little bit more pumped up than I was, and I was excited, but. It's just, it's cool, and I think we raced together 40 or 50 laps of that entire race,
Oh, yeah.
and I don't think we ever touched each other, so that was, it's fun to be able to race your dad and have such respect for each other to, and be just as excited for them whenever they succeed as you are for yourself, so, but, it's always been kind of teammates all along, if I do something wrong, he's not afraid to correct me, and,
Well, that's Dad coming out there.
yeah,
That's,
but it's like I said, it's just kind of been. It's always felt like teammates. It's always, he's always giving me pointers along the way, and anytime I have a question or anything, I can always go over there and ask him. So it's, but it's just special, and I think this year's going to be even more.
And I think the coolest thing watching you guys on the track, and Don, you can jump in here too at the end of this. There's no doubt there's obviously a respect, and you guys don't rough each other up. But he also doesn't race you soft. I mean, there is zero chance if he can get an advantage on you, he's going to go and race you hard. And that's what I love about watching you two race is, and Don, correct me if I'm wrong, but most of those times you weren't giving him anything easy if you thought you could go and win the race as well.
No, but let's go back to Jackson 100. This was probably like, I'm running third after he passed me, and then he took the lead from Devin, and like I'm starting to watch him more, and I'm like,
You're getting excited,
and I'm racing like. Okay, don't forget what you're doing here, Oneal. Like, I kept like, okay, this is what I'm doing, and after you won it, I was like, I was hysterical in the race car, like, and I mean, I'm coming back straight away after he took the checker flag, and like, I'm like, yeah, and doing all this stuff, and and I didn't even win the race. I mean, it's a faller's thing that most fallers never get to do it in their lifetime, and we went to scales and done all this stuff, and I'm so excited for him, and it's just, you're really blessed that you get to do something like that with your kid. Thank God for stuff like that, because it's like this stuff, it never happens.
and it's one thing to watch that from the stands, but like you said, to be on the track with him is a whole nother experience.
It's you can't. It's just something like it's it's like a miracle. It just doesn't happen very often.
when he got around you there, when he passed you, did you pretty much think then he was going to win? Did you think he was going to the win then, or Don, or?
When I passed him early in the race, I thought he was done.
See, I did too.
He was like, I thought, I raced there a long time, and then I finally passed him, like, well, he don't run fifth or sixth or something like that. And then them restarts, like, and then here he come, like holy cow! Like, and then and come back again. Like, and it's happened like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it wasn't every restart. I mean, the restart was good, and then the restart was bad, and then the last one, like, here he coming, like, and he just hit that one line like that nobody could hit.
Yeah.
And he got it down pat, and that's what won him a race. I mean, it's just because him figuring that one line, hitting bottom 1, 2, and inside, like he'd hit that inside and slide up and would clear somebody and took the lane from him, and that's what won him the race.
Oh yeah.
And I think I put that on record too in Victory Lane. I said, at one point during that race, I thought to myself, I hope my crew doesn't think I'm saving because I'm not very good. I think I said that in that Victory Lane, and I felt that way. That was one of the tightest I've ever been in a race car, and I just kept and like he said, I just kept trying and trying and trying, and it's just one of them things. And Dad's won many races doing it. You just got to pick apart a racetrack until you find something that halfway works for you. Because I didn't have a bad race car, I just couldn't steer. And once I found a little bit of something to where I could be able to steer, and I used that circle a little bit to my advantage, and I could get a little sideways down them straightaways to arc into the corner. Then I knew I'd found something, and then once I started getting all the way down to the brown, I found a little bit more. So, but it was I think I put that on the record that when he was talking about how I just kind of faded there in the middle, beginning middle of that race, and it was just one of the things, but. I think I raced him as hard, and like you said, we raced each other hard. I think it took him forever to get by me. I raced him and raced him and raced him and made sure I put myself in the position to get back beside of him. And he was better than I was at that point in the race. And then, just.
But you know how important that position is. You don't. Yeah.
Yeah, and and if I would have just gave that position up, and then I'd probably had to give up 2 or 3 more. We would have been.
If it'd been somebody else, it probably wouldn't been that hard.
But I think you bring up an interesting point when you say that you hope
I'm just joking.
that you hope
that's probably the truth.
your crew didn't think you were saving something because I think for a lot of guys that jump in,
cut out here for a second. His car owner told me the same thing. He said when you passed Hudson, he said, I thought we're a 5th place car probably. I mean, his car owner told me that, so they didn't give up on him too.
Everybody had already gone back to the trailer and started the night's festivities.
Yeah.
But, when you say that, though, I think a lot of those guys, when you make that jump to those, the National Touring Series, Lucas Oil, and those longer races, you do have to kind of learn how to conserve your stuff in those longer races. But like you said, you weren't trying to. You were just trying to figure out how the car could work on the track. And So where do you kind of balance that from trying to conserve your car and your equipment, and you just got to find how it works?
Yeah, whenever I say I wasn't very good, that's in a conservative mode. Whenever you run those 100 lappers, you race a lot different for those first 60 than you do, from that 60 point forward. You're still on camera back there.
Yeah, we still got you.
Yeah, but
Don's getting ready to run the Jackson 100 right here in Crothersville, Indiana, around the podcast table.
But
you guys didn't tell me that.
But it's just a little you just race a whole lot different. So like that was in a conservative mode, and then whenever it's time to go, you got to go. But anymore, these cars, they've changed so much throughout the day, and the tires have changed so much. And anymore, those 100-lap races, it seems like you're on the gas all the time.
Really?
Like, and I mean, it comes to a point, like, I mean, I think Saban's won me a couple races. Like, I think Saban won me that, Clash at the Mag at Magnolia. I think that was an important part of our win there. But... and even at the Jackson, I think, just being able to be that tight and wear my right front off before I wore my right rear off, that helped me a little bit too, to where there at the end of the race I could use that right rear a lot more than maybe Devin could or Dad could. They could steer a little bit better and use that right rear before they use their right front. So, but all the cars got to play your way to win one of those. They don't come easy at all. That's the reason why, we only win 2, 3, 4 a year. And people look at that and think, you only won 3 races, but gosh dang, it's hard to you don't find yourself in the position to win one of those races very often, and when you do, you better take advantage of it, because they're few and far between.
And I'm going to ask you this, you just talked about that, the opportunity to win a handful a year is huge. And I know Matt has looked up your dad's stats.
And Hudson's.
Right, but how, at you growing up, how amazing is it to know what your dad was able to accomplish, throughout his career, but especially when he was at Mastersbilt with Tater? I mean, when you talk about that, his legacy's something else.
Oh, most definitely. And I think a lot of people forget how successful these two were together. They, whenever they pulled into the racetrack, it was just one of them people, like, oh, this, he's got a shot, and it didn't matter where they go. They won on every different racetrack you could ever think of. They won on the slickest of slick, and then they went to the roughest of rough and won it. So I have no doubt in my mind, if I did, I wouldn't be here. That we're gonna do just that. And we might be slow, but like Tater said, we will get there.
Tater, what's it like to have, no doubt, both these guys are ultra talented, driving. But what's it like to have Hudson's young talent with Don's experience and talent together on this team?
Well, we expected maybe this year to race with Don. The deal with Hud, that was a surprise, But if he's got a lot of talent, you can see he's came from his dad, So we'll just see what we got this year, but we'll be all right. We'll have our up and downs, because I haven't raced since 13, since a race with Don. And I know some things have changed, but I'm telling you, dirt and hillbillies, we'll get there.
That's the quote of the night right there, because I believe
Yeah.
that 110%. 110%. And like I said, I think people have forgotten, like Hudson just said, and we talked earlier, just how successful you guys were. And Don, I'm gonna ask you this question. You talked about the family aspect of racing with Tater. What was it that helped you guys have the success that you guys had when you guys were together?
Well, we won 11 Lucas Oil races that year. That's like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we tore up some stuff and didn't win championship. But should have won championship by no means whatsoever. And then, but the thing, I'm telling you, this guy right here, he don't have to work a little bit, but I'm telling you, like, it's gonna be back. I promise you. Like, I'm gonna make sure it's gonna be back.
Damn, I can't work much more.
Yeah, like.
I'm gonna say the guy's tired already, man.
We don't keep down thirsties a little bit.
Yeah, we need to get at Thirsties on side that race car.
That's what you know. What I've been trying to get them to get us on the podcast here.
Hey,
Yeah.
who owns that thing?
We know the owners.
Yeah, we know.
Bodge and Dale, them need to get on
Yeah,
there.
like,
Hey,
we
just
can
like
do some good stuff.
yeah,
for them,
that's right. Like Speed Week, it's going to be on Mav TV here at the bar. I'm going to tell old David Aldebright, do not say nothing about Thirsties.
But no, seriously, but I'm telling you, like, it's a lot of hard work. It's still be a lot of damn hard work. And
Yeah.
and man, I just can't. I wish I was going to Speed Weeks to race for damn sure. Ain't gonna happen. But when I come back, I guess maybe Atomic's gonna be my first race, and the Icebreaker after Atomic, and hopefully Hudson goes back to Speed Weeks with a damn win or two.
And Hudson, I'm gonna throw this out because you got your Jackson 100 win, which is, it's got to be. Well, I'll just ask you: is that one of the most special things you can accomplish? Is the Jackson 100?
Oh yeah, 100%. And I think I'm pretty positive. That's my biggest win I've ever had. I've won races that paid more, but as far as meaning and everything, you win a World 100 or a Dream or something like Dad has. It's it means a lot and the prestige is there, but it doesn't have a home feeling. It's a different thing to win in front of a hometown crowd and to and these fans that they'll cheer for you and stuff whenever you win a World 100, and everybody's cheering for you, but they haven't watched you from 14-year-old Hudson running around Brownstown, in a crate car and, and running the crates and everything there. So, it's a different feeling, and I'm sure Dad and I'm sure Tater will even tell you winning at Brownstown's, it's just special to do that just because it's so close to home, and these guys have watched you in the on the floor getting dirt kicked all over you to, being at the highest of highs. So
they've seen this kid digging in the dirt in the front of the grandstands.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm telling you, when it comes to Brownstown's fans, you can't. They're like the best fans ever in the world.
Yeah, like when we went to Columbus, Mississippi, when we raced with Don and Hud and them, me and Don went to the pits and race. Hud and Houston went to the water park. You know what I mean? The water slide. We got there on Thursday. We seen them on Saturday afternoon when we left. Cleanest they was ever. You know what I mean? Spotless.
Been down every water slide there was.
Yeah.
And Hud's feet even didn't stink, did it?
It's like, man, these guys was spotless when they come back.
Yeah. And they was like 9 or 10 or something like that. Yeah.
It's just like Gerald. I said, Gerald, I was laying in bed and I said, can you believe Hud's driving a race car? I said, Gerald, he was like in the sleeping with his dad in the motorhome and the hauler. Unbelievable. So that little guy can get her done now.
Yeah.
But I said, but Don can still get her done too. Don't think he can't.
Hey, let's take one real quick break here for us to help pay the bills and run our first round of sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Attention thirsties.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Hud. Race fans, In the Fast Lane Productions has rebranded itself as Dirt to Media. This is a huge win for us as race fans, as they will be expanding their coverage to 3 local racetracks. For a mere $9.99 a month, you can choose between race action from Thunder Valley, Twin Cities Raceway Park, or Brownstown Speedway. But really, who can choose? So for only $13.99 per month, upgrade to the VIP membership and receive video from all 3 tracks. The only question I have left for you is, what are you doing? Get over to dirttomedia.tv and sign up today. Hey, Matt, what would you say is one of your most prized possessions?
Oh, it has to be my racing T-shirts.
And you've got an impressive collection. But I heard about a new place. P3RacingShirts.com is the one and only place offering genuine custom racing shirts with no minimum quantities. Their shirts are printed in full color using the latest technology in direct-to-garment printing. They have custom designs for several different car types and specialize in our favorite, dirt track racing.
That has to be great for the local driver. You don't have to buy all those up front.
Absolutely, and they don't have to hold all that inventory at home.
What did you say that was again?
P3RacingShirts.com.
Let's check them out.
Octobuilt Performance Differentials in Louisville, Kentucky specializes in race, performance, and street differentials. Don't trust just anybody with your differential. Make sure it's someone who's a proven winner. Contact Mike Kessler today at 502-639-7886. Again, that's Mike Kessler at 502-639-7886. Octobuilt Performance Differentials, a proven winner. Does your yard have a dead or dying tree threatening your house or property? Do you have an unsightly stump you're tired of mowing around? Have trees that need trimmed up against the house? If you answered yes to any of these questions, call our good friends at Kane's Tree Service. They're fully insured and offer free estimates. Call Kane's Tree Service today at 812-344-5917. Tree trimming, tree removal, stump removal. Call our friends at Kane's Tree Service today at 812-344-5917. OCC Seamless Gutters is the only place to turn for new 6-inch seamless gutters, gutter repair, leaf guard systems, and gutter cleanouts. I mean it. Go outside right now, and if your gutters have trees growing out of them, call OCC. Let me give you a little hint. Schedule them for a time your wife is gone and take all the credit. OCC is fully insured and offers free estimates. Call them today at 812-592-7899 or visit their Facebook page at OCC Seamless Gutters.
Gilpin Electric and Generator Services is a customer-first company that takes care of all your electric and generator needs. They are your go-to dealer, installer, and generator service company. Don't be stuck without power during severe weather this year. Contact Gilpin Electric and Generator Services on Facebook or call them at 812-953-1261.
We've all heard horror stories about insurance companies and insurance agents. Let me tell you about my family's agent, Tommy Taylor. Tommy is an agent at Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and is a multi-line agent that can keep all your insurance in one place. Why is a dedicated agent so important? When you have the unexpected occur, you'd much rather know the person on the other end of the phone. Contact info for Tommy, 812-372-4483 at extension 2447, or look him up on Facebook at Tommy Taylor, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Don't be another horror story. Stop knocking on wood and relying on a 1-800 number. Trust Tommy Taylor today.
Hey, give Brad at Brad Irwin Customs a call for bodies, interiors, fab work, setup, and consulting. With Brad Irwin Customs, you can stick them deeper. Call him today at 812-216-3900.
All right, and welcome back here to Throttled Up the Podcast. And again, we are here with Tater Masters, Don Oneal, and Hudson Oneal, or better known as, we talked earlier, Hudson Oneal's dad. I had to take one shot at you tonight, Don. So
I can't give you the finger.
Yeah, you can.
you're still on camera. You can give it to me afterwards. Hudson, and I know this is a stat that Matt's got down here, and Matt, correct me, though. Don is one of only 3 people who has won both the Icebreaker and the Jackson 100 in the same year, correct?
That's exactly right.
So, Hudson, is that the next list that you need to add your name to, is Icebreaker and Jackson 100 in the same year?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. First, I got to win the Icebreaker. I haven't been able to do that, but
Well, we haven't ran it very often.
I've only ran the
No kidding.
I've only ran the Icebreaker once, and that was this year.
I was going to say, that's what I mean.
No kidding? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well,
Yeah.
the
I've
3 years
I've only
previous,
ran
it
the
was
Jackson 3 times.
Yeah.
because the 3 years previous, the Icebreaker was the weather got it.
I
So,
didn't know
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
yeah, when we pulled the trophy out last year, I forget what it was, like 2015 or something.
Yeah.
Was the
Did
trophy?
he give that trophy away? Same thing?
Well, yeah.
You just put a different date nameplate on there, you know?
Good job, Jim.
And Jim, if you're listening, you still owe me for the batteries because the batteries were dead in it. I had to give batteries out of my stuff to get it to light up.
That trophy lit up. That's
Yeah.
actually pretty cool looking.
It was a
trophy.
very cool trophy, but Jim, you owe me some double A's. So
I don't. Who won that thing? I don't remember.
Brandon Shepard.
Shepard did.
Brandon
I can't
Shepard.
give him finger anything.
Don, we have
Good job.
we have won the Icebreaker
Yeah.
and the Jackson, but not in the same year.
Yeah.
Well, Don has though himself. You won both of them in 2000.
Without you, Taylor.
Yeah, you actually won the Icebreaker, the Jackson, and Hoosier Dirt Classic all in 2000. So
Hey, the Hoosier Dirt Classic Hood don't even remember what that is.
I ran it because
Yeah.
it's a Hoosier Hall.
And
of
they
Fame
said
classic
the
now,
Kenny
ain't it?
Simpson.
Oh yeah, I
And
got you all down there.
all that stuff was big back in the
Matt-
day.
I told
Matt's
Dustin.
got his notes.
I told Dustin earlier that you need to get in a sprint car so you can win the No Way Out, and I think you've won every.
Really? Yeah.
you know, everything.
You're trying to kill myself. Kill me.
Have you ever gotten in a sprint car?
No. Hud's done me in on that stuff when he's like doing that stuff. I'm like, no, I don't need to. Him getting in was enough for me.
How different was it?
Oh, it's a complete 180. You know, there's not.
And ask him how much he loves it.
I like it. I like it.
Well, on this show, I grew up in Mitchell and went to Bloomington Speedway all the time, so I grew up an open wheel guy. I was a Kevin Briscoe fan. There was nobody that ran Bloomington better. That was.
How about that kid? How awesome!
Oh my gosh, unreal!
Thank you, Lord, for that kid. I mean, as much as he believes in the Lord and what they done for him, what the Lord done for him.
No,
Dang right.
And I've said this on here before, Don. When we were sitting at the No Way Out, the first year after he got into the truck series, and he brought his team in there, he had T-Mez driving for him, and there were some sprint car drivers up there, or sprint car fans, up there by me, and they were just hammering him. Said, "Oh, NASCAR money, he thinks he's better than everything, blah, blah, blah." And I remember we talked. He had raced in Iowa in the truck series the night before on Friday and came in to Brownstown on Saturday to run the No Way Out with his team. And I thought, how can you hate on a kid? Yeah. Like, he's back at Brownstown Speedway.
That kid done everything he's done on his own.
And that's,
there was no money involved whatsoever on Kevin. Matt Briscoe made it on his own.
Absolutely. And so, but I grew up an open wheel guy and loved the Briscoes. from my hometown, and
I mean, how proud do you think his daddy is?
oh, his dad can't stop smiling. I mean, it's when I talk to him, you know, when he won that truck race at Eldora on the dirt, I would say that's as close to you following him winning the Jackson, because it was that was a culmination.
I know.
But so I'm an open wheel guy, but for Matt, he grew up at Brownstown Speedway and being a late model guy. So I love hearing guys that have gotten them both and hearing the comparison. So you did like it.
Oh,
getting
yeah,
a sprint car.
You know, and I think it's fun just because it's different. You know, and being able to, I got to run the Chili Bowl and stuff, and had a good run there, and it's fun. You know, to go over there and not know. I know quite a few people, but I don't know everybody. You know, so it's cool to race against different people, and you go out there and you get to race with Rico or Tyler Courtney or, you know, all of them guys. It's fun to be able to get to do that. Just, you know, at the select few races I do. I didn't get to run any last year, but I hope to try and do it again this year. You know, get to do.
I'm looking at your dad's face. Sorry.
get to do a couple races. You know, I did those couple races there with Brady, and I think I ran Fun Fest there a couple years ago. So. But it's fun, you know, and me and Tater, we're going to run some modified stuff this year, so that's going to be fun too. And it's just, you know, it's fun because, like I said, it's different to be able to run every type of different cars, and, you know, it's a different challenge and just a different driving style, so it's challenging for me.
Is that what makes the complete race car drivers, being able to get in all different types of things and run them?
I most definitely think so. You know, you look at some of the best race cars or race car drivers that's ever raced, AJ Foyt, Tony Stewart, and you know, Steve Kinzer and Kyle Larson and all these, Christopher Bell. Even you look at all these guys, you know, they don't stop racing. They race all year round. They race whatever they can get in. As soon as their cup deal's over, they're going and racing midgets and wings and. You know, so it's just.
And how about Larson taking the win the other night with the big black eye from his tumble, man? That was one of the coolest things I've seen.
I bet Chip Ganassi was proud of that, right?
Yeah. Well, Christopher Bell's car owner told him to come home. He was done after he flipped.
Yeah, I don't know if that's exactly what was all said.
Oh, really?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it's. His eyes all broke all them blood vessels in his eyes. I've seen a couple of people like that, and it just makes you realize how violent them things can be.
Well, and I've said this story on here before, but growing up the way I did, my 5-year-old said he wanted to race, and my wife never grew up at the racetrack, and I took her to a No Way Out a couple years ago, and I said, man, if our kid ever wanted to race and he wanted to get in something, this is what it was. It was when the sprint cars came out. I couldn't have got that out of my mouth any faster in the feature, and one tumbled down the backstretch. And I'll never.
You could have took her a late model race. Right?
she looked right at me and she said, "One of these?" And I said, "Well, not exactly like one of these, but I mean, it was done."
Yeah.
So, if we're gonna have any chance of him racing, it'll be in a late model because.
Well, so Hudson was racing this midget like what 3 years ago when he was doing this midget deal and done the Chili Bowl and thought we was gonna be a midget, you know. Whatever you thought she was going to be.
What do you mean whatever I thought I was going to be? I only ran like 4 races.
Okay, so we was at Putmanville and like in
the fuel pill. It kept they put the fuel pill in wrong. I didn't get the hot lap or qualify or anything. Well, it ended up being I got 1 lap of qualifying running around there. It was spitting and stumbling and
so we started on the front row.
On the front row of this heat.
And about second lap, third
No,
lap.
I led like 5 or 6 laps of it.
Okay.
And then Rico, and then it was like me, Rico, Bell. There was a bunch of us, and I was bear bait. Like I got like 5 midget starts, and all these guys are lined up behind me, and I think I led like 4 or 5 laps of it, but I was taking up the whole racetrack. Like I was going in, I was going in the middle and sliding all the way to the cushion. I mean, I was blocking the whole racetrack. Well, then once one of them got around me, they all got around me. And
then the trend came and you couldn't.
Well, and I think I fell to 4th or 5th, and we were going down the back straightaway, and I was following Tyler Thomas, getting off in the 3, and he entered below the cushion or he like entered right rear, like right on it, and I was just following him. Well, he entered like right rear, like against it, maybe in it a little too much, and well, I entered like right rear above it, and it didn't end good. It frame rail dug in and over I went.
Well, and his stepmom was like, he turned over out there right front first a few times, landed out there, and she like screamed a little bit, and like I'm sitting there and like, okay, you little pussy ass, get up out of that thing. Don't
Get
act,
moving.
Don't act hurt. And one of the sprint car good guys. I'll think of his name, and I'm bad.
Wyndham?
No. Hang on. I'll think his name. He said,
Time out.
He said, man, that was a bad flip. I hope he's okay. I'm like, what pussy bear get up? Another time he come that thing, my wife's over like, he's done. He's done. Like, no, he's okay. So it's like, man, I'm telling you, them things are dangerous. I mean, it's just like, that open wheel stuff is like, you never know. I mean, it's amazing how much racing they do and all that stuff that people ain't hurt worse than they are.
And I will agree with that. We've talked about that on here. As much as safety has advanced in all forms of racing,
when you put that open stuff where one front bumper into a guy in the wrong angle, it's bad news.
I was going to say, that's the one where it's not.
It's just, when somebody's flipping, somebody hits them like that, you just never know. That's how dangerous it is. And when your kid's out there doing it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm paying for this. Like, no. When he turned over,
Scott Crawford paid for that. So
Okay,
shout out to Scott Crawford.
Crawford Outdoor, one of my good buddies.
Yeah.
Like one of my good drinking buddies too. He's been whole time I was at Clint Boy Racing. He was one of my sponsors. down there.
Sponsor.
And then when Hudson
went
done the Chili Bowl, he sponsored him out there too. I'm like, a great guy. So anybody want a Trigger Grill, go to Crawford Outdoor. That guy's great. Anyway, so Hudson turned over out through there at Putnamville and like landed out there, and I'm thinking, man, I just paid for that shit. Like, really? Like,
We
yeah.
turned over at Putnamville, and I said, I just paid for that shit.
Listen to this. This is really good. So we just won a dream. So I Tater.
Tater's going to say, we got to get back on. We got to sell some late model chassis. So we got to get back on.
We got to go to Putnamville for this. What was it?
Summer
Nash Wednesday night or
Slick.
Sunday night.
Slick
wanted you
Griffin,
to
yeah.
go.
Slick wanted us to go.
Yeah.
You guys know Slick? Did you know Slick?
I don't.
Man, I'm telling you, that guy's one of my best buddies. Like, yeah, I really miss Slick. So Slick, listen to this. So we turned this car over. And-
On record, he was quick timed by 3/10 the first lap and turned over the second.
Yeah, I flopped around. Like that wasn't bad, no. And this is a car we just won $100,000 racing. Like
Turned it over at Putnamville. I called Geraldine. I said, Geraldine, did you hear? She said, no. What happened? I said, we turned over. She said, are you serious? I said, we're on our way home.
You won the dream,
And
then
then-
you go to
then
Putnamville
turned
on a Wednesday.
The next Wednesday.
So we still drinking, celebrating from winning the dream.
So there's the rest of the story.
Yeah, so there's the high and the low of racing. Now, I got to tell you a story, too, while we was talking about open wheels. We was talking about racing late models and stuff. We was at Thirsty's eating dinner the other day at lunch. We was talking about running that modified at Terre Haute. What we had.
Yeah.
Not even discussing late model racing. HUD said, what do you think? I said, let's go to Terre Haute, that Wednesday night race, and race that modified. Said, man, I'm in.
Hey, Hud, tell them about me flagging for you at Terre Haute in this crate car.
Oh, this is a good one. This is a real. So this was 2016. This year I ran the whole crate deal.
Mm-hmm.
And
Can you see me? You can't see me.
yeah,
Oh, I can still see you.
You can still see.
If you're trying to give me the finger, just wait till after the show, Don. There'll be plenty of time you can give me the finger.
But so we went to Terre Haute, and I started. I don't remember where I started in this heat race. Anyways, I was leading the heat. He said, "I'm gonna go give you signals," and I told him. I said, "All right, I think I can see you right here." So
That flag's
yeah. So we pull out, and I see him. All right, we go around. We take the green, one lap. I don't see him. 2 laps, I don't see him. 3rd lap, still don't see him. So that 4th lap, I come around there. We're still racing. I put my hand out the window, driving down the front straight. Where are you at? I don't know where you are. Like, he disappeared.
Please tell me he's in the camper.
Next lap we come around, there he is. And I got out of the race car and said, "Where'd you go?" He said, "Oh, this guy offered me a beer in the grandstand." So he left. He couldn't have waited till after.
Hey,
he couldn't have waited.
He had a good enough lead. He didn't need me at all. Like,
But he could have waited till after the heat race to go over there and get that beer. No, he sat there and drank a beer while we ran the first half of the heat race and then started giving me signals.
Hey, let me offer my services to give you signals this next year as long as there's beer in the grandstands.
Hey, have you ever been to Terre Haute? Me and Gerald went our first time 2 years ago when we lived at Greenwood. They ran 200 mile per hour up that front chute, World of Outlaw. And Gerald said, "What do you think?" I said, "I want to race our shit here."
Oh, yeah.
Bayman said, "Man, that's hard on motors." I said, 200 mile an hour. We're there next year.
So, hey, let me know. What section of the grandstands do I need to look for? I'll be flagging for
No,
you.
it's a guy in the handicap station.
It
It was Chris Decker. I mean, everybody knows. Does anybody know Chris
know
Decker?
Chris,
It was him. So I just walked up there to give her signals. He's like, "Hey!" The handy, like right behind him, like, "Damn right, I'm gonna give her a rebate." So I was sitting there and watching Hood go by. And one time he went by and he had his arm out the window, like, "Hey, hang on, I'll be back." That's when I started
Hey,
giving signals.
you
again.
talking about signaling? You ever signal Don?
Oh,
It is
Tater,
freaking awful. It's
Don't even
awful.
go there, Tater.
This guy, if we give his guy
Pedro don't
signal,
even know how to give signals. He cost us north-south one year.
yeah,
yeah.
Better than the last lap. No signals. I said, Don said, "What do you give me signals?" I said, "I didn't realize we was that good." This is like our first or second year.
I come down last 4 or 5 laps. I'm looking like nothing whatsoever, and I got past still nothing.
99 and a half.
And I was mad. I mean,
Out
I
of
was-
4.
I mean, I was mad a little bit when I come. You know, like
It's happened
You
before.
need
It's
to
all
take
good.
that off.
We're good.
It says shit. That was a $40,000 pass. We wasn't supposed to win that race.
why? Yes, we was.
We was supposed to win a dream that year too, or the world. The world.
Oh, when that junk transmission blowed out.
Yeah, that one other year too. Your teammate cost us a race.
Oh, we probably can't say on that.
No, we can't pass on that one.
And speaking of signals, and he should have never gave me signals, because every time I got signals from him, they're on you all the time. It didn't matter if I was lapping second, on you. Didn't matter.
Well, then I am the man for the job, because if that's all I
Hey,
gotta do,
so
I can do this.
So
That-
after I quit getting him signals, and he started racing for Todd and stuff, and somebody else did, and Anna's like, "Why don't he slow down?" Well, I never said a word.
That signal and stuff is overrated.
Oh, bullshit!
That
Taylor.
sucks.
Well, it cost us a lot of money.
Yeah, that ain't no shit. I've been in the fucking welfare line ever since.
We rode around the pace track before the Jackson, and I can't believe you guys keep it. I didn't realize, because when you're just sitting up in the tower, you don't see everybody signaling. And how many people are
No,
around
it's,
that?
it's big.
Hey, you ever seen that one?
I'm telling you, it win you a race or lose your race.
You ever
Like,
seen that-
I'm telling you, like, it can cost you 10, 20, 30,000, $50,000 or whatever it is.
It cost us 40. You ever seen that signal when that guy's got the Indy car when that guy's hanging over the wall giving that one guy the bird? I said, Gerald, that's me and Don. 40 grand that cost us. Honestly, we was pretty good that first year, and I said,
So I come around there, so what Terry
we
was doing.
led that thing for like 99 laps. I was sick of my stomach.
But let's
Oh, he
talk
didn't
about
act- He
that.
didn't act like this.
Let's talk about that first year, because you just said, we talked about you guys go out and you win the dream, and you said you were supposed to win the dream. That wasn't the plan. How did you accelerate the program that fast to jump in? I know you had the success prior to Don getting in, but My gosh, you
Well,
guys, that first year it was unreal.
Yeah, the first year we took us till July to win a race, and we won at Jackson. Not
We didn't
Jackson.
win dream first year, did
No, we won.
Oh, okay,
We
I
won.
apologize.
We won in 09. The first race we won in 08 was at Alabama, North Alabama Speedway.
Was it second year you won the dream?
The third
Probably
year.
third
It was
year.
2011. We started in 08. We won 11.
It took a
Yeah,
long time digging.
and even like we just made. I just wanted to make the race. We started 12th, and he ran a few laps, and he was up a few spots. Randall Eller from Independence Lumber says, "Tater, we're going to be all right." I said, "You think so?" He said, "About 12 or 14 laps ago, he passed Billy for the lead." I said, "Randall, I think we're going to win this thing." He said, "I knew he was going to win it, but anyway."
Hey, we need that guy as a sponsor. Hey,
Yeah, we do.
Randall Eller,
come in here.
Independence Lumber, listen to us. We need your help, buddy.
Yeah.
So Throttled Up the podcast.
Yeah.
Hey.
Both in Crothersville, Indiana.
And when is this being aired? I can't say that, can I?
What's that?
It's not live, so I can't.
It'll
say
be aired
live.
Wednesday.
It'll be Wednesday.
Okay, so we need to make sure, like, I'm gonna throw his shit out to him.
You
so.
throw it out there. That Randall Eller was a big perk for us.
Randall Eller, Independence Lumber.
Yeah, from
Me
the
and Terry need your help.
yeah from the
Hear me?
start from the start to the end. Randall was. Doug at Superior. We had some good sponsors, and this year
Doug's.
Hud can throw some out for you this year. We got some new ones. Without these guys, we couldn't do it.
Why don't we give you that chance to talk about those, Hud? And,
Sorry, Doug.
so, don't worry, I'll edit that for you.
Okay, I don't say that. I'm sorry.
Well, we got a new list this year, but first and foremost, Beeman Lumber, Jim Beeman, he's done a lot for us, and it's going to help our program a lot this year. And we got Soybert Calf Ranches and Professional Concrete, O'Neal Salvage. And we got Tarpey Trucking. He's been with me from the beginning. Shoot, there you go. That's another one from he's been with me for forever.
Yeah.
But
No, you had that thing over here.
can we get a lift on that? Hold on, where are we at? There it is. Right there. There it is.
Hey, what kind of show is this, folks?
You gotta get it. There you go.
You're good.
But
Back to your sponsors.
Tarpey Trucking, then Chubby Baird Gate Company.
Chubby Baird. What
Chubby
about
been around
Chubby?
forever, man.
Since,
We need to talk about
yeah,
Chubby a
since
little
Chubby. That's right.
yeah.
He,
bit. This is back in. Last people he's helped on racing was when Jack Boggs.
Like I
Yeah.
said, that's all I
Yeah.
remember. Is he was one
Yeah.
of the boxes
Before
gone.
Jack got killed, and
Yeah.
yeah,
so he's like,
Chubby called
Hey,
it.
another little story. We went to lunch with him in Lexington, Kentucky. Brought Tater a World 100 trophy.
Yeah, Jack Boggs in '95.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. He called. I got to tell you the story. He called to the shop. One of the boys that worked for us answered. He wouldn't tell him who he was. He called back a couple hours and says, "Tater, it's Chubby Baird." I said, "Chubby, no way." I said, "I thought you was dead." He said, "Nope." Still,
What a lead in.
still going. He said, "I want to take you and Don and Hudson, the wife, and all of you out to eat. Manor Boulevard at Malone's.
Malone's Steakhouse.
Down on
the
that.
Heard of that
best.
one?
It's,
I have not.
It's
Lexington,
one
Kentucky?
of the best
Yeah.
steakhouses I've ever been to.
Well, when we went there, they had 3 bars. I said, "Don, we went to heaven." But anyway, Chubby Baird and his guys, they believe in Hud and Don, so that's a good situation. But what about since '95, him helping us this year? What a
first team he's helped since Jack's died.
what a blessing!
That's
what
awesome.
a blessing!
And this guy's a sight.
Yeah.
he's
He's
fun.
he's
fun to be
fun.
around.
Yeah, still old
Yeah.
school. He's
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
old days. He's from the old days. Got all kind of stories about Don and Jack and them guys. What a good time, guys.
Well, and Tater, when you guys get your first win this year, feel free to invite Matt and I down to Malone's. We'd be happy to go down there
Oh
with you.
yeah, what a
Matt,
good time.
Matt who? He's an announcer at Brownstown or something.
That's me.
Hey, listen, what the joke is about? So we come in here this evening, and I didn't even recognize Matt at all. Like, throwed me off the back. Like, I felt really bad. Sorry, Matt.
It's all good. It happens
really
a lot.
bad. I mean, I don't know. Your hair's got gray hair in the last.
I've been white-headed for a long time, man. That's why I always wear a hat. I hide all that. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
Something we going to East Bay this year. We haven't rented that there VIP suite since we raced with Don in 13. And Tim Keithley, which used to promote Brownstown, which you guys know that. Him and my wife and all of them, they rented a VIP suite. What a good time. Don't matter, first or last, we're going to have a good time this year.
I didn't know what she's gonna say, Tater, for a minute.
Yeah. A lot of good times down there, guys.
Hudson, you gonna be able to make it with this all year?
I don't know.
We love you, Tim.
Yeah.
Well, you'll turn 20 this year, so you're still not legally able to participate with all these
You
boys
can't even
yet.
buy lottery tickets now again. How about that?
Yeah.
I know.
Only on a cruise.
And you
Only on a cruise.
can't have
Hey,
that tobacco either.
I told.
Hey, where did we go on vacation here a while back where you could?
I could gamble. You want to talk about a heyday?
Yes, please.
So we went on vacation. Where we go?
Bahamas. Yeah, we went to where's Atlantis? Nassau.
Yeah.
So this kid like
Said
I
Tater.
don't think I ever left craps table.
Tater taught me how to play craps. I said, "Are you serious?" He went and played craps. He learned how to play. He stayed on a craps table.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's good.
I walked out there with some money, so that's the only good thing. I didn't go in the hole.
That's impressive.
Hud,
I
did,
usually pay the light bill when I go.
Yeah.
did we get them all? Did we get them all on sponsors? Midwest.
Well, we got Fox, Weers,
Ibach.
Poskies,
Ibach.
Ibach,
AFCO.
AFCO's a good one. Longacre, Weld,
Winners.
Winners,
PM.
PPM,
PM.
PEM,
PM. VP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't forget about VP.
Yeah.
Man, there's so many. WR1 sim chassis. I know you guys have iRacing.
on the side.
WR1. I got you.
Hey, don't cut your dad off.
Go ahead, plug yourself.
He's getting ready to talk about throttled up being on the side of his helmet. Give him a chance here.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to you guys with the salvage yard there. I think you guys got kind of recognized for letting the first responders come out there and work in the yard.
Citizen of the Year.
Yeah, that is awesome, Don.
You guys have got to go to Bynum's. They think that this guy needs to run for mayor. Everybody comes in here. Everybody
hey, I like
knows
Bynum's.
him.
I'm in.
Hey, you like it?
Oh, love it.
Tomorrow night.
Let me, if I can make it.
No, tomorrow night.
Hey.
I'll buy tomorrow night.
Oh man.
We went in there one night. J.R. Todd, the drag racer, was in there. I said, Don, who is that?
Sorry, JR.
J.R. drag racer.
Go good, but
I ain't even gonna go there. You know what I mean? That J.R. Todd is in there a lot. I'm telling you, the best food, the best waitress. What's her name?
Tina.
Tina.
love you, Tina.
What a good time.
Bynum's is good.
So they went in there one night and Rico was there with them. Well, Dad.
This means
Dad.
great story right
Dad.
here. Don's already put the mic away. I don't even have to edit this part because Don's
Dad.
already put the mic away.
Dad and Rico got to mess around, and this Rico started running at him and hit him about the kneecaps. Took him down inside this restaurant. They're flipping tables over. It's a bad deal. Bartender yelling at him.
Still go back and eat those.
All right, time out. Now, I got to ask this now. Is that the true story to what happened to you last year, Don? I heard that
No,
a fuel barrel slipped, but was it really Rico took you out last year?
this was when I don't think Rico was even 21 yet. So, like, he maybe this may be his 21st birthday. So I don't know how Rico is now.
How old is Rico?
I don't know, but anyway, but it did happen. Like I'm telling you, like we shoving tables up to a wall, and we all had way too much to drink, and then we all like hoot and hollering about it, and that wasn't the end of the story. But
Who is that?
whose phone is it?
That's me.
Breaking news, trying to
Yeah.
figure out the practice
This
schedule
is-
at East Bay.
This is from the guy who was working for Lucas and come over one day and said, I hope they rain him out because I can't help him tech tonight.
All right, let's try and navigate this back as closely as we can. You know, and Hudson, I'm going to ask you this question. Obviously, coming back and racing a Mastersbilt and what you think you can build here, and you know, knowing Tater, knowing what these guys have done, there's a ton there. But what are the goals going forward for you? Where do you want to take this thing?
You know, this first year we have high expectations, but you know, you can't beat yourselves up if it starts off slow. You know what I mean? Tater, you know, he's been out of this deal for a while. You know, not out of racing, but out of being on the road for a while. And I think it's going to take a little bit of time. You know, even though we've been close to each other for so many years, we're still new to working with each other. You know, and I don't think it's going to be an issue, but it will take a while for him to kind of learn, you know, what I like, and for, you know, me to learn kind of, you know, what he likes to do and his take on things. So it'll all come, and I think it'll come a lot faster than just any other partner, you know. So, but it's going to be good, you know, and I hope one day we can take this and go and win a championship. And they've won about every race there is. The only thing they haven't done is win a championship. So as long as I think we're very capable of doing that. So, you know, I think that's the ultimate goal.
And Don, I want to go back to this. We talked a little bit during the, you know, you talking about him in the open wheel, but as a father, was there ever any, you know, concern? Did you ever want to try and direct Hudson away from getting in a car, or was it always you hoped he would want to jump in?
No, I wanted to keep him away from my open wheel stuff for sure. But you know, other than that, I mean, my gosh, I mean, it's like a father's dream come true for your kid to do what Hudson's done and all this stuff. And as far as him and Mastersbilt and everything else, I mean, Tater, I mean, it's a lot of hard work. People have no idea how much hard work it's going to take for them to get where they need to be, and it don't happen overnight. And I hope they're successful right off the bat. And I think my first race will be when it comes to Atomic in Brownstown for the icebreaker. And I'm going to be with them in Florida, and hopefully come out with a damn couple wins, or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, or we come out with a couple wins. I think we done something.
Well, and if Huddy will let you flag for him, I mean, if it there ain't no doubt they'll come out with some wins.
I mean, there ain't nobody don't be saying. I know Tater ain't going to. So
No.
I mean, I've learned that tonight.
Yeah,
if they let you take care of the flag, and you gotta take care of it.
It's gonna be. I mean, I think we're gonna be fine. It's just gonna be. It's a lot of hard work. People don't realize how much it takes that people put in this racing, and how much money it costs, and everything goes along with it, and all the sponsors that makes it happen. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that goes on to make a race team happen. That you can go out on this road and do a full-time loose soil schedule. So I mean, I want to thank every sponsor that's come on board for Hudson and Tater and Mastersbilt to be able to do this deal to make this happen.
Another record or stat for the books is Tater and Dad never went to East Bay, except for the very first year they raced together. Have never been to East Bay and not won a race.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, in 13 we won the points from down there. You know, we was a point or two away, 2 years in a row. But
wow.
Yeah,
That's pretty impressive, right
East
there.
Bay was good to us.
Tater, you laid back there a little bit like Chubby Bear.
I know, and I'm taking it easy.
And
Don.
another thing is,
when we had dinner with Chubby Bear, I'm telling you, it was like the funnest thing.
Oh
And
my
the
God!
stories that we've done with this guy, and most people don't even know Chubby Bear. I mean, nowadays, but I mean, a lot of the old timer people do. It was so fun, and I never laughed so hard.
Yeah,
here, we're gonna do this off.
We need
record.
to get this guy on the show.
yeah.
Oh, that would be
telling
amazing.
That would
Chubby.
be great.
I'm telling you, it'd break all records.
This guy's got so many stories.
I mean, it'd be X-rated probably.
He texts me every morning at 5:30 to 6 o'clock. Every morning, I'm telling you, his text might be high.
And
What are you doing?
You don't see me successful guys like he really is, and how much he loves racing and not being involved with it, but now getting back involved with it a little bit. We don't know, it's hard telling what this guy, at his age, what he wants to do, but it's awesome to see him back in the sport.
Oh no, he would be an amazing. Like you said, for the generation of fans, like we were joking earlier, but for the generation of fans that see you as Hudson's dad, that are Hudson Oneal fans, that don't even remember what Don Oneal did, let alone Jack Boggs, and we go even farther back. To have a guy on here that could tell those stories would be unbelievable.
He ain't been involved in no racing whatsoever since Jack got killed. So for him to be involved a little bit with something again, is so awesome. And I mean, thank you, Chubby.
Yeah, what a blessing.
And Tater, I'm gonna throw this out here, but I think it's also we need to give a shout out to Geraldine and everything that she does to help this stuff go on, because. And Geraldine, I'm throwing this out here because if you guys go back down there to Lexington for dinner, I'm just right up the road. I don't need a whole lot of head time. Just let me know, and we can make it down there. But honestly, though, what she does to help you guys and do what you do is huge.
Yeah, she loves that racing. She sacrifices a lot.
Hey, I want to say one thing. When I was racing all the time with you know who raised these boys? Who they was with all the time? Who was that, Hud?
Carolyn.
Yeah.
All the time.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean, how things go around, but they were with Geraldine all the time.
Well, it goes back to what Tater just said when they woke up earlier this week and said, "Is it crazy that Hudson's driving our car?" And and I want to go back to this and make the statement. For what we do, which is very, very minor in the motorsports world, don't get me wrong, and that's why we appreciate you guys coming down so much. But, what Mastersbilt is here in Crothersville, Indiana, and Tater, I've told you this before, what your dad, CJ, meant to this community in this town.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
And my personal, thing is when my own wife's grandmother and grandfather passed away, your dad sat at the funeral home the entire time the visitation went on and was there. And, all of them are, Crothersville natives. So what you and your family and your business means to this small town in Crothersville is huge. And so for us, being people here in Crothersville, I can't tell you how much it means that, Don and Hudson, both of you are back involved with Mastersbilt and seeing what the future for Mastersbilt is. So, from a guy that lives, north of the town, it's a huge deal for us here. What your family means.
Well, we're gonna do our best. You know what I mean? I know these guys have got the talent. If I don't let them down, but I think just like Jim Beeman says it.
Don't let us down.
Just Jim Beeman says it best. If we can't do it, we got enough good friends that will help us do it.
That I believe 110%.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Jim Beeman.
You daggone
I'm
right.
telling you, this guy believes me more than me and this kid than anybody in the world does. I'm telling you, it's like he believes in us.
Yeah, Jim's a good
And
guy.
there
He's,
ain't too many people believe in people a lot like that guy does.
One of
I mean, he believes like Taylor does. I mean, but this guy,
yeah.
and,
Jim-
I mean, we never had no racing. Want to say money obligations or nothing with him whatsoever. But what we're doing right now, we're having, and this guy believes in us. So,
Yeah.
I mean, thank you, Jim Beeman.
Yeah, Jim's a good guy. He's one of my best friends. Regardless whether you're running first or last. And I just think this adventure where we're going on, it will help him. You know, I mean, he carried the ball the last 2 or 3 years, and now we're to the point where he don't have to do it. I think he can go and enjoy himself and have a good time. That's the main thing. It's not really pressured any of us. You know, I mean, it's an adventure for all of us. So it's not one guy carrying the ball. So I think it's going to be a good time. First or last, we'll get there, guys. We might have our bad runs, but me and Don had our bad runs when we started.
But what driver doesn't have their bad runs and bad runs?
No, I mean this winning the Lucas Oil Championship don't happen overnight.
No. No.
I mean, I know by no means. I mean,
You know,
it's a
and
tough road.
I know Don is big on the Lucas Oil Championship. For myself, me and Don's won the dream. We never did get to win the world. We was close a couple of times. But before I quit, I'd like to win the World 100 with one of these guys.
And I'll be honest, and this is, I know with you and I sitting down at Thirsties and having a few cold ones and discussing, I know what, when Don talks about the family aspect of this, I know what, it means that early on you thought Don was coming back and, then, the Hudson deal came in. And so I know what it would mean for you to put one of those, Hudson or Don, in victory lane in the World 100 in a Mastersbilt, and kind of complete that whole cycle. And like I said, for a guy that lives right here north of Mastersbilt in Crothersville, Indiana, and to me that's the most proud moment. Yeah, because it could be anywhere. I mean,
hey, I'm gonna say one thing. I'm just doing a partial schedule, but I don't think I'm gonna win some races.
Yeah.
I never said. I said Don or Hudson.
Yeah.
So back the finger up a little bit, Don.
Yeah.
You give me the finger later.
Yeah. That I can see. I can see some of this now.
I'm telling you, but I'm not quitting by no means.
I'd never expect that.
No, I didn't. You didn't say that whatsoever. But
no, you'll push Hudson over the cushion if you have to.
Yeah. He would me too.
I will give him some credit. He at least thought about it for a second, Hudson.
He at least hesitated.
Hey, the Brownstown race was like, that's like a follower dream race come true, the way we raced together each other.
But you got your one, so next time.
Yeah. No, it's cool. You know what, how blessed are we to be able to race a father and son and come back home and race for one of my heroes. And that's, perfect.
But I'm going to tell you this, and I mean this 110% for us, and Matt, jump in here whenever you want. When we
I've tried. You've not quit talking.
Man, hammering on
I
it.
had to say, probably so. Matt, sorry. Matt ain't had a chance to talk.
Well, whenever
have you said anything all night, Matt?
I try, but every time I get ready to, Dustin talks.
When I go to Brownstown Speedway, you don't ever let me talk either. So
there's a reason why.
Hey, I ain't they never hear you say about that one guy? One's in that. What that? Gump or something. One's on that shit all the time.
Gum.
Oh my gosh, I'm tired of hearing his name.
Rick.
I think he's cheating. I think he's cheating, don't you, Don?
What a no, he's good. I like him. That's what I'm gonna say.
He's a pretty loyal listener, so he's definitely going to hear that.
He's definitely.
I can't give you the finger right now. But
I've never met the guy.
Yeah, he was down Thirsties
you need
Thursday.
You need to go to Thirsties. You'll see him in there.
He was in Thirsties tonight.
Hey,
was it on night
about this one?
give me about 3 more weeks.
He's
I'm
gotta
gonna be.
There's no way, he's got to be cheating, right?
Give me about 3 more weeks. I'm gonna be sick of Thirsties. We eat there every day. Every day.
Yeah.
Well, we ate at Waffle House today. I lied.
I went to Waffle House today, but not like I say, man. What a blessing just to be able to do this, guys. Whether we win the World 100 or whatever, what a blessing to be able to do what we do.
But it's the same way, and that's where I was getting. It's the same way we feel is the fact that this was something that we started. We didn't think anybody would come down here, and honestly, to have you, Tater, come down and Don with what you've done, and Hudson, what you guys have done, I can't say enough about you guys coming on and being a part of the show. And
thanks for having us. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
We started
We're
this.
gonna have to do this again.
He was worried about going an hour, and we've went an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry that somebody said something about Gump or whatever his name is. or
Forrest.
Forrest.
Forrest
Sorry,
Gump.
buddy.
Yeah, he just keeps running.
Yeah.
But no, I do. I mean it. I appreciate it, and I'm excited to see what you guys do this year, and understand that no matter what, you guys got some fans down here at Throttled Up the Podcast, and we will continue to support
You might
you
talk
guys.
to in the year, and we'll all be like crying and shit. I don't.
Yeah.
know.
Well, at the end of the year,
crying and
we'll do that podcast too, but we'll just do it at Thirsties because Huddy will talk him into being a sponsor by then.
They need to be.
Right.
I mean, they're right here. Heck yeah.
Yeah, heck
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I'd say $150,000, $200,000 a year. Damn right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They might have to mortgage their bar, but
Mav-
we'll get there.
Mav TV's going to shut them off for this
I mean,
with
we
the
got
Winter
to put something out
Nationals.
there anyway.
Yeah.
That's a good number to start with. We'll negotiate from
Yeah,
there.
yeah. That's
At least some chicken wings, huh?
Oh, yeah, free lunches, Hud. That's where it's a start.
Salad and chicken wings.
Hey, they're catering chicken wings now.
I know. I saw that post. Yeah. So
I don't know if I'd cater them, but I go there and eat them.
I eat down there quite a bit. So, but no, shout out to all you guys. Thank you so much. I can't say enough about you guys being on tonight, and we wish you guys the best of luck going forward. And I hope you're serious. I hope we can have you guys back on and
promise you.
come down again.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you guys. Appreciate it. It's a good time.
Maybe and Tater have a haircut next time.
Yeah, we went enough
He
money
had
in
to
Florida.
get it in there.
We went enough
we
money
got-
in Florida to get one. We'll get one while we're in Florida.
We're gonna have to give them some just for men and touch up their gray.
That ain't
Tater's
fun.
been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
You can tell I don't do it. Geraldine like messes with this stuff.
And with that, we'll see you
Oh, we're still live.
in 2 weeks. Join us on January 22nd. We will have live in studio Skylar Lewis and Jared Thomas. A little bit of debate on asphalt racing versus dirt racing. Join us January 29th for Dave Darlin live in studio with us. And then join us February 5th with JP Hayden from Royal Purple Oil. Talking a little bit about sponsorships and how local drivers can get more of those sponsorships. So again, huge shout out to Hudson and Tater and Don, who has went to the back and is now messing with the camera. And we